Yes.
Right. Nesta, let's just look at the New York spectrum of things. Um, do you think though that women's sports are finally is getting the recognition it so long deserves?
Oh, absolutely not. It's not there yet. There's just a lot that needs to go into it. One, again, the skill level has to continue to increase. With our sports, sports in New York is changing. Period. If you see, and continue, particularly in our culture, as young black athletes, we need to compete. Our counterparts are now finding opportunity because they have money. They're starting to invest in their athletes, and our athletes need to continue to be developed. So again, now you're in a system where it was easy to just go out on the court and start playing, but now you have invested skill. You have parents paying to send their children to camps and clinics, and we have to be involved in the development of our children so that they can compete. And so even if it's not a large money thing, but if we are involved, if I'm an athlete, I should be giving back to my young people and helping them develop so they can get the opportunities that are in sport. If I start with them early, they're going to be the best of their selves in sports. So in New York, even we still have that issue where there's the disparity between cultures and sports, and it happens here. I understand that.
Yeah, talking about cultures and sport, and we don't mean to play the race card, but it is there, and a lot of times we tend to shy away from it. And in terms of the different, do you think though that the female athlete, depending on her race, finds it easier in the US to get by?
Oh, that's actually, I am a product of that. I actually went to predominantly white school. I was the only black on the volleyball team, and that was by default. And I was one of 3 on the basketball team, and a full scholarship, MAC conference, Division I program. And years later, even the volleyball team, every time I go back to see games, it's about 2 of us. And so volleyball, let's not talk about lacrosse, and these are sports, let's not talk about tennis, let's not talk about golf. Oh, women in golf, and even black men in golf. You know what I mean? We know the dynamics, and even here, cricket. But go to New York and talk about cricket. Go into the hood and the cricket what? And so imagine that, and that's supposed to be a hub of sports, but yet they're unaware. And so coming here, I ran into a young lady, H. Ann, yesterday. I was able to visit the tennis facility you guys have in, I think, Casada.
And Gambas.
And Gambas. Yeah. Oh my God, I was so excited to see it. I was excited to see 2 black women out there giving lessons, and it was amazing to me. So her and I started to connect. But that's what excites me, because I am very well aware of the disparity, and if we don't train them, they won't be able to tap into these scholarships and become that great player that people want to see. Because sports is a performance. So you have girls crossing guys over, breaking them, leaving them on the floor because it's a skill. And so that's the highlight for the women's game. It's on the floor. Guys are above the rim, but women get things done on the floor in the game, and there's women that you want to see play. So but again, we have developed them, we invest in their skills, and we come out to see them.
CJ, this is all part of an initiative of yourself and of course the Helping Hand Foundation. Are you satisfied with the growth of the Helping Hand Foundation so far?
Well, not satisfied in the sense that we still need to see a little bit more participation from teams and athletes. I don't know if because we are doing most of it this year in all those presentation in terms of teams getting down there. But as I speak to you, we are working seriously at this time to get them up on court mark and to get the very equipment to play basketball and even netball here sometime this weekend. I know Tigger and his people are here this morning, as well as Custom John and his team. So once we can do that, maybe we can explore a little bit more interest in terms of participation and spectator interest. As I was telling some people, knowing how Boston is situated and if everything is so to speak, they are within a community so to speak. you can bounce a basketball, volleyball, or something on the foot something. Once people hear something is happening, they will come out and advance it. So we continue to work with the institution as best as we can. But I know definitely that if we perform at maximum without fail, and we are not here, we'll have certain classifications coming from those who are part of the program.
Nesta, what happens now? I mean, you fly out later, right? So what happens now?
Well, the goal is that we have promised, and we're going to be putting together a memorandum and some paperwork to figure out how we're going to plan. And hopefully in about 3 months, we'll be talking and discussing again on what the initiatives are, what we need to do, how we need to best resource this, as far as bringing support, even just this event this weekend. You know, officials this qualified officials who can ref the games, table people, and just really getting even the sports, the Ministry of Sports. You know, I know they've been a part of this in the past. We would love to see them here in full, just supporting, because they're also a great part of what you guys are doing. You have the pieces, and so I'll do my part going back to New York to connect, and to make. We actually April we're promising to bring a women's team here, hopefully to get involved with a tournament that you guys have here to bring some of that talent, and just again connecting the pieces that are in New York, to make this as large as you guys
You
do.
mentioned earlier that you were a volleyball player.
Yes.
At the college level.
Yes.
Is volleyball your first love or is basketball?
Oh, that's a good question. Now, as you get older, it becomes easier to play volleyball, I think. But you know, that's a good day. The days when the body's a little more sore, I can
You
play.
know, I'm glad you said that, because we have a good listenership in terms of volleyball.
Uh-huh.
So you're saying that as you get older, volleyball is, and let me get this right, is easier to play.
You might be able to laugh. Here's the thing: basketball's a high impact. It's constant contact. It's a contact sport, no doubt. Volleyball, I mean, granted, you hit the floor, you contact the floor, but you're not bumping up and boxing out and posting up. Volleyball, bump, set, kill. If you can get over the net, you can still last a little longer.
Right.
And for those volleyballers, I look forward to meeting you guys, because I did expect to see more people out for the volleyball day at Sports Classic, and I came ready with a bag of knee pads for those who needed it, because I wasn't planning on putting it on. And I didn't see everybody out there, so I was able to play with 2 other young women and a coach, and I was definitely looking for that volleyball population out there.
I hope you'll be able to see our indoor facility.
Very cool, wow.
Yeah,
Looking forward to that.
because volleyball is one of the first sports that have it's the only sport that has a completely indoor facility in Antigua.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And I look forward to making some of those connections, because I actually coached at Monroe College for years. Monroe College does some recruiting in Antigua. And I was coaching the women's basketball team there, and I'm very connected with that.
Before we close though, let me ask you, do you have Caribbean roots?
I am from St. Lucia.
Right.
I am from St. Lucia. Proud and born and raised in New York, but I am from St. Lucia, so I am very much in depth in the Caribbean world.
Okay, I just wanted to be clear on that. Yeah.
About Jay, well, actually, one of my young ladies, and we were actually sharing the funny thing that I have quite a few Antiguans that I coach in America. Apparently, your athletes are coming to New York. And one of my young ladies, she was in my AAU program, and we were posting about the Sports Classic here, and all the Antiguan families are seeing me here, like, you're in my country. And apparently, her parent was leaving the day I got here, and Jade is here, so we brought her out to one of the events yesterday. And I will say that Jada, she's very talented. You can see the difference in her skill level. I actually matched up with a 19-year-old here. I really wanted her to come out just to play against that young lady. And they were both very physically able to do the same thing, but skill-wise, there was a difference, because she had been trained, and I had been working with her. And she's actually at the college. She's at Buffalo's, University of Buffalo currently, a straight-A student doing biochemistry. And actually turned down playing basketball in college because she wanted to focus on her grades, but wants to play again. So the opportunity is there, and I would love to see that young girl that we met. Her name is Timna. Actually, her sister works for American Airlines, and I would love to see her develop. She still has playing time left in her.
Right. You. Let me see if I get this straight. You're saying that one of our biggest handicaps is the one of the facilities, because we know that already, and of course it's the discipline to be coached over a period of time.
Right, and it might be. And again, I don't know that. I haven't determined that from being here in this amount of time, but I can see the difference in skill set with our age lady. So whether Timna started later, who knows? She definitely has coaches that care about her. Whether there was something that she struggled with her level of commitment, I don't know what happened between the ages of 12 and 15, whether she stopped for a while, whether she started, I don't know what her dynamics are, but there is a difference. And so, and she was excited when I got to the court. She was the first one there every day we got there. So she obviously is a young lady who loves playing. She plays volleyball also, and she does some swimming. So I did get a bit of her history, and is eager for the opportunity. So I would love to figure out what it would take to get this young lady to another level, to get her involved. And so that's what I believe the senator is really, really looking to do, to bring women's sports. And I'm very well aware of the mentoring parts. Women are different from men. We don't want to get it twisted when we talk sports. We are two different beings, mentally, physically. We are, but we can end up having an awesome product. And that's ultimately the dynamic. When you train, you want to train to be your best. That it doesn't say be the best woman, be the best man. It says train to be your best. And so when we're putting forth development and skills, we want to make sure when we watch an athlete, like, wow, he has defined the best of the sport.
Right, and that is why, too, let me say that I have Serena Williams as the two
She's a
greatest tennis players,
She's a beast.
whether male or female,
Yeah.
I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I always
a
say you
beast.
play what's in front of you.
Oh, yeah.
Right,
Oh,
and
yeah.
so I'm glad you made that distinction, though, that between the male and the female athlete, because a lot of times we say, oh, she's the best female, and we emphasize that best female as though she can't be the best.
She can be
overall.
the best in the sport.
Yeah.
Of course, she can be the best in the sport. Yeah.
Hey, CJ, is there anything else you wanted to close with, CJ?
Just saying that this weekend is our final weekend. So we're going to do our events that we have on the card for this weekend. T20 cricket, as well as T20 is the youth football and Sunday. The T20 cricket is Saturday and Sunday at youth football is also on Sunday at Markham, as well as the track and field will be started over the course of the run and fun walk. And also, I think we're going to have to postpone the tennis and the boxing for the following weekend because we're still trying to negotiate two of these boxers coming up from St. Lucia. And I just spoke to the tennis coordinator before, Williams. And because they have a tennis week this weekend, they go with you guys to put it back in next weekend.
Right.
We'll see how much we can conclude this weekend and finish off.
No problem, CJ. CJ, it was really good touching base with you. Nesta, is there anything else that you want to say?
I do. I just want to actually thank Antigua for this opportunity, especially the Sports Classic Initiative and the senator and all the people that are supporting him and working with him, Marsha and everyone, the coaches. There are so many people that are underneath that are doing work. Thank you for this opportunity. Definitely connect. Don't forget to mentor through sports. And remember, it's our responsibility to take care of our people, not a right. So please be invested in taking care of our community and our culture through sport. Thanks again, Senator.
Take it easy. Nesta, it was really good touching base
Thanks
with you. And we come to the end of another Good Morning Judge One Observer Radio 91.1. There's local football going on today. And as usual, as we say each and every day, do not only go on out,